I'm very happy to be here, actually, and I'm sorry I didn't come much earlier. Circumstances beyond my control. Thank you, Lucy. I think Lucy represents a new kind of leadership, and in the way she insists on getting things done to make Africa go forward. And I think we should put hands together for Lucy. A few people called me and said they were looking forward to my session, and I started panicking because usually when I come for events like this, I'm the one supposed to do the talking. But in a very clever way, Lucy says, you are here to provoke people to talk. So I'm here to disappoint those of you who expect a nice speech. So it's actually a trick. I'm here to get you to talk. No, that's true. So I'm here to help us arrive at some key ideas around leadership and the economy. And the basis of this is that it's not just a nice speaker coming to give a rousing speech, we applaud and go home. Because to really change anything, you need two things: knowledge and action. And I think from 8 o'clock, we've received a lot of information. So one of the things we want to do with this session is to know what to do next. I think the most important thing to know in the world is what to do next. That's the most important thing to know in the world. So Lucy and the team have said, Aloski, come and help us arrive at what to do next. We're using economy and leadership as the two broad areas. But the key point is, you've heard the panel, exciting panel, my friend Kojo, Yao, and of course, Emi Beth and Co. said many things. We've heard from David Ofosu-Dorte. We've said and done a lot of things, but the question is, what do all these things mean for us going forward? Now, the premise of this is that when we talk about leadership and changing our continent, many people think, well, somebody's got to do it. But the truth is, countries don't change because a few smart people are doing some big things. Countries change because many people do many things repeatedly. Let me repeat that. Countries don't change because one or two big guys sit around the table, Lee Kuan Yew and his brothers, and they decide, and all of us just follow. No, that's not really how it happens. No matter how good the strategy is, if the citizens don't take ownership and repeatedly do, the country will not change. Now, the other point is, countries that have done well because they are elite. Look at your neighbor and say, elite. The elite. They've gone to school, they speak good English, they smell good. They used to call into radio stations, but they've stopped. These days they're on Facebook. These people have identified what their country needs to do, and they've come together to make it happen. One of my favorite sayings is that evil people are always working together to create more evil. But good people always work in silos. They don't want to come together. So the purpose of the Bold New Normal is to say, look, number one, you have agency. Number two, you can't do it alone. So you are part of the solution. But what can we do together to make things change? But I'm going to introduce your speech with my own brief story, because I think that helps you. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Right? I'm very clear in my mind what I need to do to make Africa become where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to share my testimony. Tell somebody testimony time.
Testimony time.
So when I'm done with my testimony, I'm going to hand over the mic to you. I'm going to tell me what you are going to do after here. Does that make sense? You don't look happy. So I'm going to tell you. So I'm a journalist. And the meaning of that hasn't changed. I've been doing journalism for 20 years. Yesterday, I was talking to some young journalists who want to use for the elections. And I said to them, there are so many things you guys know that I don't know, which will make you better journalists than I am. But the principles don't change, right? So what we do in journalism is that we search for truth, or that's what we are supposed to do. So somebody wrote a book called In Search of Excellence, right? And I say, every proper journalist, your first book must be titled In Search of Truth. Why? Because journalism's first obligation is to the truth. Journalism's first obligation is to the truth. And I distinguish truth from fact. So the fact is that I gave Kojo a knock, and you saw that and you recorded it at 3:42. I gave Kojo a knock. But the truth is that He probably gave me a blow before I gave him the knock. 2 minutes before you saw me giving him a knock. So facts are sacred, but truth is what we're seeking for. Then I go ahead to say we are not just searching for truth. We are searching for the best verifiable version of the truth. Because everybody can say what they believe is true, but until you verify it is not true. So the essence of the work I do is a discipline of verification. The essence of journalism. So for us as journalists, what differentiates us from lawyers, social commentators, footballers, is that our discipline is verifying. Ibn Zampabing is here. So the fact that you've heard it, so a lot of you on your social media platform, they tell you that we are citizen journalists. So your auntie sends something on the WhatsApp platform, then you just share it. You are not a journalist. Because a journalist must verify before they share, right? So we are searching for truth, and we use discipline. The third point around journalism is that our first loyalty is to our citizens, not to the government, to the citizens. So if there's an interpose between big business, government, people, we always defer to the people, right? Now, this is part of the framework around which I guide my journalism profession, all right? But being a great journalist is not enough to change the world. So now we move to the business of media, right? So I'm trying to be an excellent journalist who speaks the truth to power and speaks the truth to myself. But also, we are trying to build a business that will outlive us. Because there's no point in being an excellent person in an ecosystem that just destroys your excellence. And the challenge with most African countries is two things: lack of the right strategy and then lack of the right institutions. So we can't give commentary about the world if we can't build a business that outlives us. So my absolute focus for the past few years has been two things: building a business that produces knowledge. So a media house is not just a place where we sell adverts. We generate knowledge. Yesterday I interviewed Doris Agbevivi of the Energy Commission. She was talking about electronic cars. She's the EV program manager. That 45 minutes was knowledge we generated. We generate knowledge to build connections. She got many calls. People want to link up with her. So the airtime is not to give to just Samsung or MTN to advertise. That's what keeps us going. But the real purpose of what we do is to produce knowledge that can lead to good connections. That's my understanding of what we do. This is very important. Now, the question is what you do. Do you understand how it relates to the bigger Ghana question? So we produce knowledge, we build connections, and those connections are supposed to then lead to development. So in addition to making money from adverts, you must produce a certain kind of knowledge consistently. That's the first focus of the business. The second focus is we are developing leaders. So part of my responsibility is to generate knowledge. But the second part is to produce leaders who mean that I can come here and talk for 2 hours without thinking about what to do on the next show because somebody else is doing it. So inherent in my media mandate is a leadership mandate. And I'm happy to announce that it's not going too badly. Because even though Kojo has left me, I still have people. You know, this Friday, I went to drop my kids in school, and somebody sent me a birthday request. And I said, I don't do the show on Fridays. And she said, why? I said, oh, because Caleb is there, he can do the show. So Caleb hosts the show on Fridays when I'm not there. 4 years ago, every election program had to involve me. Yesterday, Samuel Akom, who left Legon a year ago, is doing national service. He was in Asin Central, hosting the constituency. He went to the Ejubi, who's also from Universe, with a driver and a cameraman. That's progress, right? So he's able to go, and on his way, he did a number of good stories. Now, at his age, he's doing something I couldn't do at my age. So we're building a business that develops knowledge, but I'm also developing leaders. There's also Chris Asima. We took him from Bolgatanga. He now hosts, where's Kojo Labi? Kojo Labi used to host a very fantastic show from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. No sane person listens, but there are a lot of crazy people in Ghana. And they actually call throughout the show. And since Kojo left, we've not been able to find anybody to do the show. But Chris from Bolga, his second year at City, he's already hosting the show. So my focus is leadership development. Why is this important? If we can't build an institution that outlives us after the first generation, everything I've said fails. And the third point about what we do is, for Africa to develop, you really want to open people's minds. Because the purpose of media is to use entertainment and information to lure people, to enlighten them. So the real purpose of showbiz is not for you to laugh. It's to shape the way you think. So if you watch Tyler Perry making fun of black people as a black man and you're laughing, this is so true, this is so typical. He's telling you something subliminally. So my absolute focus is to use the platform. So it could be a mini-series. It could be a soap opera. It could be anything. What you're trying to do is to help people break the shackles on their mind to think that it is possible to be the best. So we use news and laughter as the bait to get into the minds of people. So this is my understanding of what I'm doing. Now, if we get more media houses owned by Africans that can reshape, because somebody asked me a question, why won't you go and do politics? You articulate, you have credibility. And I said, well, every morning between 7:30 and at least 8:15ish, most middle-class parents on their way to school, they listen to me. So 9-year-olds to 14-year-olds. If I'm MP for my hometown, I can't influence that whole group. I may give a few people money, pay school fees, pay NHIS, and they'll vote for me. But I have maybe 1/5 of a generation listening to me every morning. Imagine what I can do with that. It's very powerful. So my understanding of what I do shapes the way I do it. So the question to you is, how do you understand what you do and how it contributes to our change? Because if you don't know what you're doing and how important it is, you think that you need a post to be a leader. Vote for me, make a chop president. Vote for me, make a chop president. I can make you vice president. President is great, but the truth is, the purpose of leadership is positive change. And lasting change starts inside. So if I can change the way a generation thinks about their country, about their future, the kind of thinking that has left us in this state is essentially a thinking that continues what the colonialists left. Ghana and Africa is a place where you move resources and then you invest it elsewhere. So whether it's selling the country's gold, we will extract it raw and then we'll send it to Switzerland. They will add value to it, create a gold ring. I'll travel to Switzerland and I'll buy a gold chain and come and give it to my whatever. Take your cocoa raw, send it to Netherlands. They will add value to it, create a chocolate bar. Then you travel to Netherlands and happily and foolishly buy the chocolate and come and give it to your people in Ghana to eat. And you say you are doing well. So that takes me to economics. The 4 basic factors of production have not changed. So just like the principles of journalism have not changed, the factors have not changed, but the emphasis has changed. Land is still land. All material resources. If you read Economics Without Tears, my first economics book I ever read by Safo Abebrese, who incidentally went to Kumasi High School. He was a journalist. He wrote the first economic books I ever read. He used to do sports program. You know Safo. He says land is all material resources that God gave you, natural resources. So it could be physical land, it could be air, it could be water. Now, the problem with land in Africa is we've not been able to title it. Now, if you can't title land, you can't use it for anything. And in Ghana, we have a peculiar issue of destroying our land with galamsey. But that's not my emphasis today. So the factor has not changed. But the emphasis for the factor is what we must look at. So one of the reasons Ghana is not doing well economically is that we haven't figured out land. We've had lap 1, lap 2, lap whatever. But you still have to pay 6 times the amount to get a piece of land. Hernando de Soto says, rich countries have been able to give title to land and everything else on it. There are kiosks from here to Ashalibotre. If you are in a developed country, you can use the title to your kiosk to get access to the third factor of production, capital. We've not been able to do it. So the factor hasn't changed. The emphasis has changed. And Hernando is from a South American country. So second issue is labor. People say the more people you have, the more productive you are. China, no. It's about productivity. I use this example, and I'll end soon to take your comments. I have a 1-hour TV show, and every time my producers think 1 hour is such a short time, so we can only interview 1 or 2 people. The best interview I've done in the past 6 months, I was interviewing the IMF managing director. She's from Georgia. I was given 10 minutes for the interview. I managed to get 12. I asked 7 questions. When I finished the interview, I moderated a panel of 4 people. The Minister for Communication, the IMF MD, Patrick Ewua, and the Google Director for Africa. I asked them 3 rounds of questions each. The level of knowledge generated in that 45 minutes is more than anything I've done in 1 hour for many years. So the problem is not lack of time. In the same way that our 1 hour on air is misused, until you get quality people, our labor is misused because it's not productive. So in that 45-minute interaction, I generated more knowledge than I generated hosting many, many shows. So the problem is not lack of time. The problem is what you put into the time. So when we talk of labor, it's not having many more kids. It's what can one person do. This is still on economics, right? Then to capital. Thomas Piketty, a French economist, he says there's more capital in the world today than there has been at any time in history. There's more capital in the world today than there has been in any time in history. But the irony of capital is that a few men in Silicon Valley own more capital than the whole of Africa. We've not figured it out yet. Why? Because we don't have a strategy and we have not built institutions. Which brings me to my last point. The key to all of this, for me, starts with what we're doing here. Why? Because a man much wiser than myself is a contemporary German philosopher. He's called Jürgen Habermas. He says, democracy and modernity, they meet at the nexus of rational public conversation. Let me repeat. He says, democracy and modernity, they meet at a junction. The junction is called rational public conversation, the marketplace of ideas. He says, if the marketplace is rich and you fertilize it with diversity, economic and social life will advance. If the marketplace is weak, foot soldiers, serial callers, party apparatchiks, everyday shouting, economic, social, and political life suffer. So the key to our future is to enrich the marketplace. So I've come to you to appeal to you to join the marketplace. Not to just make noise, but we want ideas from you to use, to cross-fertilize, to bring linkages. The things that have been said here are very important, but they remain just ideas if somebody cannot run with it. So for that marketplace to catalyze development, we need men and women of action who will say, I've come to Bold New Normal. I've been here for 6 minutes, 2 hours. These are the top 3 things I'm going to do in my field, in my profession, in the next 5 years to bring change to my space. That's what we need. Nobody's going to come to Africa to save us. It starts with you. I've decided that I'm part of Africa's future. I'm part of our solution. And I've understood my platform in a very powerful way. So the question to you is, what are you doing with what you've been given to create the future that you've been promised? I'll repeat the question. I'm using what I've been given, the gift of the gap, a media platform, and energy. And I'm going to milk it till it finishes. The question is, what are you doing with what you've been given? Do you even know what you have? In studying level 100 mathematics at Legon, this is my last point, Professor Champong, he was a very notorious guy for difficult questions. And a lot of times we didn't understand what he was teaching. But he always used to say, always start with what you've been given. So you have given a complex equation. You don't understand the grammar. But then there's a line. Given that sign is this plus that, derive the equation. He says, Bernard, start with what you've been given. So I have 2 questions for you today. What have you been given? That's question 1. And question 2, what are you going to do with it? Ask your neighbor the same question. What have you been given? What have you been given? That's question 1. I need a mic. I need mics. And this what have you been given is not as simple as you think. What have you been given? Even if you don't have anything, you've sat here since 8 o'clock. You've received something. A man can receive nothing except it's first be given from above. You've been given something. But the more important question, what are you going to do with it? I have decided I'm going to train leaders in my field. I will retire a happy man. Because the fire I lit, young guys will take it to the next level. Oh, they'll take it to the next level. So leadership development is my focus. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm doing it within the confines of what I've been given, media. I can't develop leaders in football. I'm not very good at it. But I can develop leaders in media. So what have you been given? And what are you going to do with it on the basis of everything you know now? Who's going to go first? I'm going to give you 2 minutes or a minute each to tell me. Did you enjoy that, though? Then put your hands together for me. This was all to to get you to talk. So you mention your name, tell me what you've been given and what you're going to do with it. Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay, so my name is Alfred Nilanti Davis. I'm a dancer and I'm also an MC.
Okay.
So it's very hard to find dancers in this space
and
even dressed like this. Because, yeah. But I know what I've been given since I was in the university. And I've tried to be a different brand of a dancer when it comes to dancing in the creative field. So for me in church, right now I have my little ones, the kids in church follow me all the time, that they want to dance. Those times when I used to dance in church, it was, okay, he's not serious in life. But now the kids are picking it up, and now they are more bold in whatever they are doing. Some parents come to me, okay, now my child can talk more. Now they are more lively because they are dancing with you. And if I'm not around, everybody is looking for Uncle Alfred. So I've realized that, okay, if that's the case right now, I have to put my focus on the young ones, especially the Gen Zs. Because some of them go all the way to see my social media. Alfred, I saw you. I saw you were dancing. My little brother said, I saw you on Facebook. No, he said, I saw your video. Does it mean you are famous? So I was like, I'm not sure.
Wow.
So I realized that, okay, so this is what I have. I have dance, and I have the MCing, and I'll use that to influence the kids around me so that they can become better leaders. So
but do you understand how that relates to our economic future and our destiny? Because it's not just... I'm trying to say, I'm not cutting, I'm trying to say, and this is a learning point, that it's not just, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Yeah.
You need to know how that fits into the overall equation.
Exactly.
Because you have agency, you are part of the solution.
Yeah.
So just elaborate a bit more.
So most of them don't want to be dancers in quotes. Most of them want to be other stuff, doctors, lawyers, and all that. But they are always in their corner. And for them to be dancing in front of people brings out that boldness in them. So they're able to go to their fields and be able to do better. Because some of them cannot really talk, but somebody wants to be a lawyer. And if you're a lawyer, how can you talk?
Yeah.
So these things, for me, I don't just teach them how to dance. I teach them to be leaders in the various fields that they want to be.
Wonderful.
So in teaching the dance, I tell them, I just talk to them.
Wonderful.
What I've read, I just tell them, okay, you are this, do that, be doing this, be reading more, be doing that. All in the field of dancing. So I get their, just like you said, I get their attention through the dance, and I just mentor them to a
Put your hands together for Alfred. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. The next. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. That was very exciting. I was burning in my heart when I heard you talk about Africa, because all my life I've been doing a lot of stuff with African development. And one of them is called African Recovery. On Clubhouse, at some point, it was the largest conversation-driven African implementation. So it's more like, how do we implement solutions for Africa? So one of the things I've been doing was sparking conversations around from why is AFCFTA where it is now? How can we make it more practical and it's not just conversations? And that's one thing I've been doing. And I want to lead that into a major event in December. And I would want somebody like you to be on something like that in Rwanda in December 2025.
Okay.
So that's one. The second thing I'm doing is I was looking at technology and how Africa is not talking about being owners of technology. We're always consumers from Facebook, TikTok, and everything. So I built a platform called CrowdPen. It's a combination of Twitter and Medium combined. So if you go on the platform, it's already on beta.
Take your time.
It's called CrowdPen. CrowdPen. So crowd and pen.
Okay, CrowdPen.
Because in my mind, it's like, how do we always consume and we're not creating? Because in the next 10 years, the problem will not just be about the fact that we're not doing well with agriculture and stuff, but technology, we are behind because we're not building. If you look at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, it's all owned by foreigners, and we don't have any African-owned media.
Wonderful.
When it comes to online media. That's something we're building, and it's already live, and you can check it out.
Your name is Ade, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Put your hands together for Ade.
Yes.
Let me come here, madam. Please give her the... Yes. Oh, you already have the mic. Okay, go ahead. After I give it to her.
Hello.
Yeah.
My name is Sarah Inkansa-Boateng. You can call me the global midwife.
All right.
I am a midwife and I work in Koforidia. So I realized that there is gaps in our healthcare system, so it's quite unattractive for young people. So you realize that most people are traveling out of the country. Most midwives and nurses are traveling outside the country because they do not have a clear career path. But they do not know what else to do aside from being on the ward. So I'm on a journey to empower young midwives to understand that they can be whoever they want to be aside from being at the bedside. So currently I have a market ANC where I bring healthcare directly to the market women healthcare directly to pregnant women in the marketplace.
Okay.
Because I realized that most of the market women do not attend ANC and it's contributing to high maternal mortality.
Are you talking about the mall?
No, antenatal service.
Okay, just to be clear.
Antenatal
because
service
it's not far from here.
The care pregnant women are supposed to receive during pregnancy, yes. So most of these women do not come for antenatal care, and it contributes to high maternal mortality rate.
So who are you collaborating with, or you're doing this on your own?
I've been able to partner with the Eastern Regional Ghana Health Service.
Wonderful.
And we are doing it. And I've also built a mobile app where young girls are able to track their menses, track their periods.
Wow.
Pregnant women are also able to have information about their pregnancy journey per trimester. Mm-hmm. I also host a radio program on radio in...
You alone? Antenatal programming app, radio show. Don't tell me you're a footballer too.
No, please. So it started as a radio program where I realized there are gaps in the understanding of young people when it comes to reproductive health. Yeah. And it transitioned from that to the mobile app.
Wonderful.
So I had an opportunity and I pitched it to the Ministry of ICT and Innovation in Rwanda.
Wonderful.
They loved it and they are supporting us with funding.
Wonderful.
So through
Put your hands together for Sarah. Yeah.
Through that piloting, that is where we were able to come up with the point of care service. That's the market ANC and the emergency maternity kit.
Wonderful. So, I'm not cutting you, but this is great. And the question around who are you doing with is very important. I notice a lot of you are saying what you are doing and you are telling us what you're doing is great. But you know, if what all of us were doing was that kosher, we want to know what else you would do or how you do things different. Maybe I didn't frame the question well.
Through that,
hold on. Sarah, hold on. It's not about you. I'm using your answers to shape the conversation, so relax. Okay. What I'm trying to say is that, you see, if we don't take, everybody will say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, come and do this. That's not what we are here for. We are saying, we're happy to know what you're doing, but what's going to change about that to solve? Because don't forget, if your economic fundamentals are weak, you can't do anything. And you have poor leadership. Leadership is not everything, but everything depends on leadership, right? Let me repeat what I said. Just give me a minute. So people say attitude is everything. It's not true. If you don't have competence, attitude will not help you. If I want to employ a driver, he's a good attitude, but he can't drive. Attitude is not everything, because he'll kill me. But attitude makes everything better or worse. It's the same with leadership, right? So leadership makes everything better. Self-leadership is where we start from. So what we're trying to do with this is to say, look, I've heard a lot of things. This is the insight I've gleaned, and I think this is how clinical I'm going to be. So I'm just trying to shape the contribution so that we get to a certain meeting of minds. So Sarah, go on.
So what I'm trying to drive at is, because of what I'm doing, I've been able to influence a lot of young midwives to understand that you can be a midwife and do other things still in the healthcare space. So you don't necessarily have to leave the country for greener pastures, but you can be here and still contribute and make impact still as a midwife, but not at the bedside.
You're a big woman. Put your hands together for Sarah. Yes, madam. Can I see the hands here so I know? Okay, I'll take one more. Yes, madam.
Thank you so much, Bernard. I'm Esther Chachu. I've been inspired since morning, and your conversation just sparked something in me. To answer your question, I realized that I have boldness, I'm tenacious, I have a creative mind to solve problems, and then I'm very good at public speaking and networking.
Okay.
So what am I doing about this? I am a self-described voice of the voiceless. I'm really passionate about children, especially the vulnerable, the trafficked, and inequality anywhere really puts me off. So what am I going to do about this? Right now, I am building my knowledge in the space I want to be in, which is international development. Because I can't come to a table without adding value. That's what I learned from here. And secondly, I'm going to partner with a lot of people who are already in that space to find out how to do this. Now, on a personal level, I'm a Sunday school teacher, and I love talking to these children. So from what I'm doing with them, I'm sparking a seed in them for them to realize that no matter who they are, they can be what they want to be. Because aside teaching them the Bible, I also motivate them. And I'm also a mentor as well. I love talking. I love connecting. I love pouring into people. I love learning. So these are things that I'm going to carry on. So 3 things: learning more to grow myself, networking with people, like we are saying here, collaboration, and also building authentic leaders. Because personally, my personal values are empathy, service, and equity. And it drives everything I do.
You are too much.
Thank you.
You are too much. Esther, thank you very much. Put your hands together for Esther. So far, we've heard from a dancer, a technology guy, a nurse, and an international development Sunday school teacher. Wonderful. Let's go to you.
All right. My name is Abeku Green. I'm the executive director of Junior Achievement Ghana. Junior Achievement is a non-profit organization that is focused on youth economic development. And I know that many of you here were either a part of Junior Achievement when you were in high school, or you know somebody who was. What I have been given as the leader of a team like this in Ghana is to inspire young people and change their mindsets towards a direction where they know that they have something to do in this country. We run an entrepreneurship program in high schools. And when I speak to a lot of people my age and over, when they were in high school and they were part of Junior Achievement, they were running a snack bar, like what I saw when I was in high school, or they were selling stuff, or they were developing souvenirs in school. But what we have decided to do differently now at Junior Achievement is to challenge the students a bit more. We believe that buying and selling is an introduction to business. But if you look at where the world is going, the most impactful entrepreneurs are solving difficult problems. But unfortunately for us as a society, when we see difficult problems, we think that somebody else will come and solve it for us. And one example I always cite is when we had COVID in 2020, everybody I know in our continent, maybe apart from South Africa, all of us were just waiting for the Americans to develop vaccine and bring it down here, or the Europeans, or the Chinese, or the Russians. The reason why there was no attempt from us was we felt like this is a difficult problem. It is not for us. What we are doing at Junior Achievement is to change that mindset, giving these young people difficult problems to solve in smaller ways, on pilot ways. And when we have this annual competition we run called the National Business Pitch Competition. This year, the students tackled problems in climate change. And our winners were a group of girls from Archbishop Porter's from Takoradi. They have developed an irrigation system coded that uses solar to generate the energy. And they just adapted it to like the sunflower that kind of travels to the trajectory of the sun. So they've coded, and the coding was done by the students themselves. Right? And so the solar panel travels with the direction of the sun and traps as much energy. So it just maximizes the energy from the sun to power the irrigation system.
Abeku, you know what I like about what you're saying? When I was in Presec, some of the best business students were Junior Achievement guys. Most of them are working in banks, and they're doing very well. But I'm not sure if at the time they had the kind of training you're giving these girls, where now they're thinking of solving social problems. So it's like we're finding a middle way between making profit, but also solving society's problems. I think we should put hands together for Abeku. It's really fantastic. I hope I'm not cutting you. Your last word, yes.
Who we are doing this with, Delta Airlines is a good partner of Junior Achievement.
Okay.
But we are looking for a lot more. We believe that what we are doing is important. And we can only scale, get a lot more young people to see. Because, you see, in 2018, I visited a high school competition in Kenya. What I saw blew my mind. And so if we can get a lot more of our young people, if we have partners like City FM and Channel 1 TV, and we can put what we are doing, if we can put it on TV for other young people, no matter where you are in the country, to see what your colleague young people are doing.
Wow.
It will sow a certain seed in their minds. And that is what it's part of what we need as a country to move forward.
Now, not to force sang a song. Abeku, Abeku. Banana. Shall I put your for Abeku? Miss Badu, Delta, guilty as charged. If you have something to say, I'll call you, but I'll let you think about it. I want to move. I know there are people here. I'm going around. So let me come here. Then I'll come to you because he has accused you of something. You have to respond. So, madam, please. Your name, your age, your class, you read your letter. How many of you know Cheche Kule? Oh, Cheche Kule! If you don't know what Cheche Kule is, you are in the wrong room. Go ahead.
My name is Estinam Agble. I am a cosmetic scientist and I run a cosmetics manufacturing company here in Ghana. I've been doing this for the past 4 years, trying to grow the business organically, but I've realized through some of these conferences and workshops that in order to make a real impact, I need to actively seek resources to scale. So that's something that I'm going to work on. I also took a lot from Emmy Bett's presentation today, talking about creating opportunities for people in the value chain. So for agro-processors, for people manufacturing equipment manufacturers, for marketers, for distributors, and so on. And I believe if I'm able to scale, I would be able to create more of these opportunities for other people in the value chain. I also would actively seek to train and develop the next generation of cosmetic formulators. I realize that there are a lot of people in the industry trying to formulate their own cosmetics, but not everyone has the knowledge that I have, and so I think that's something that I'm going to actively seek to do, to develop the next generation.
Wow. Esinam, too much. I like it. Oh, is it because cosmetics is soft? So you are giving her soft, she speaks softly, she deals with cosmetics which are soft, so your applause are also soft.
This woman was living in Mexico, right? Went to Mexico, she left all of that out. Right? Wow. So someone in Mexico has bought the book. I'm like, Mexico? Who is in Mexico? So this woman packs, and if she looks familiar, for those of you for whom she looks familiar, she does have a twin sister in banking. Now I'm giving you a life history that people will know. Right? So she packs up and moves back to Ghana from Mexico, in this same Ghana that we're all talking about. And she's also downplaying the fact that you're a chemical engineer, right? Or a scientist. Right, so she's left all of that out, like proper train, not that I'm doing in Tokroko, so here's some in Kuto for you to use, right? And I just watched her over these last few years take that initiative, come to this country, build this business, build these products. Wow. And it's the genuine truth that I went to her, look, I washed my hair 3 times this week because I kept going back and getting fixed. I'm like, we have Bold New Normal conference on Saturday, we're going to have to fix this. And I'm like, hang on, you're going to the hairdresser, they're using this, and you have your Enam stuff at home. So I had to pull out that mousse. I had to do some magic, and it's a product magic. So I think I'm sharing this because I was going to mention her later anyway, but it's the what are you doing where you have to make some sacrifice yourself and then come and then be part of the what are you doing, and I definitely commend her for that.
Wow,
so I had to
together.
mention.
And the hair is looking good. The hair is looking good. Jigbadi. All right, let's stay in this part of the act. Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eloina Badu, General Manager for Delta Airlines. What have I been given? The blessing of a dream job, opportunity to directly learn from people who are way older than me, because I went from intern to manager real quick. But most importantly, I've been given a wealth of resources I have also been given the ability to make decisions over the resources that I have been given. And Abeku mentioned that they are benefactors of some of these resources. And I'm very hard on junior achievement, he knows, when it comes to the programs that we organize together. And I think that's one of the responsibilities that I have. I have learned over the years that no one will care for Africans the way we will care for ourselves. Foreigners are happy to throw one big party for us and leave it at that. They will really not want to commit to programs like this, which they know will contribute towards our development. So being in this position that I am and having access to the resources that I have access to and having responsibility over it, I ensure that it goes in the right places. And I ensure that when we are doing our community engagement program, whether junior achievement or with Breast Care International, we are actually impacting lives. We are not just, going after the things that promotes the brand, but we are making sure that everything that we do will bring direct results. And I can do some of these things because I am a Ghanaian in the position that I am in.
Wow.
And with my team, when I'm recruiting, I try my best to give opportunities to people that I can tell. Someone asked this question earlier. People who have the potential, so they may not necessarily ace the interview, but once I spot a potential, I will give it to you. And as soon as I bring you on board, I'll make sure that we fill in those competency gaps as soon as we can. And by God's grace, I have seen a lot of growth in my team. 2 years ago, there couldn't be an event without me being actively involved. But since last year, and I have my team here, there's Vera, there's Anne-Marie. This year I wasn't very well. We had our first big event for the year. They organized everything. I hadn't been at work for a week. I just had to show up for it. After today, what am I doing? I know that the percentage of my revenue that goes into community engagement depends on how much money I am generating in the country. And so when I'm working, and I'm very bullish about my business, I don't work the way you see me right now. When it comes to my sales, I'm very aggressive, because a lot of lives depend on the revenue that we make. If we make a lot of money, we are going to get a lot of money to spend on our community engagement activities. So for me, leaving here today, I know that I need to be bold, I need to do more. If I want to be able to sponsor more of such events, if I want to be able to impact more lives in our communities, if I want to maintain the position that I have and climb even higher so that I can ensure that our resources are going to the right places, then I need to wake up and do much more than I'm doing.
Wow. Put your hands together for Eloina. Wow. As you were speaking, I got 2 insights. If you care a lot about people, you care about money. I think you said it without saying it. And then so if you care about people, you care about money, because you are using the money to help people. And this is CSR with soul and purpose. I like that. CSR with soul and purpose. Trademark, bold new normal. Wonderful. I love it. All right, let's take one more here, and then we are here. I'll come back. We are. The clock is ticking. There's a method to the madness. Lady in red.
Thank you. My name is Anna Ejelu, and I work with Drive to Inspire Africa as an NGO. It's not a space where you would really like, because you not get a lot of money, but we are happy with the fact that we get to connect with young ones. So growing up, I got teachers and people around me telling me, oh, you can't do it, you can't do it. I was weak in maths, but I wanted to be a doctor. And they said, oh, you are so weak in maths, you can't be a doctor. And so I took that out. I wanted to be something else. They said, oh, you can't do it. So I got that thing, and that made me bitter at a point, because I sat back and I looked at our educational system and how it was being run. So in SS, it was 3 years. Then after a while, one government came and said 4 years. Then the next government came and said 3 years. And it's back and forth. So you sit back and you ask yourself, do these people really think about our educational system? And so that is why nobody is talking about technology now. That is why we have the gap between a tertiary student who graduates, goes for a job interview, and there's a missing link. And that is why we still bring out undergrads with no value. So it starts from the foundation, and that's why I'm happy to be with Drive to Inspire Africa.
Okay.
So we go to schools unknown. schools, senior high schools, which we normally joke about it, we say they can't be found on the map because it's somewhere. So we partner with GES, and we move around Eastern, Central region, all around in Greater Accra.
Yeah.
So when we go, we talk to the students, we go with professionals, and we let them know that you are studying agriculture doesn't mean you'll be a farmer, because that's what they have in their minds. So someone will walk up to you and say, Madam, I don't want to weed. Because studying agric, that's what they know. I'm going to weed in a farm. They have no idea what exports of food is. They have no idea what food preservation is. So we don't tell them who to be, but we give them that bigger picture. And then we help to connect some of the dots, because some of them look at their backgrounds, where they are from, and they just conclude that there's no hope for me after senior high school. Although there's free education, but from home, they sit back and they ask themselves, what next? I can't afford senior tertiary institution. And so what we do is to help to give them scholarship to the university, and also to let them know that it's okay if you don't go to the university. Mm-hmm. You can also venture into the vocational area, which is downplayed in this country. And I hope that in years to come, the vocational side will not be downplayed as it is now. So someone wants to study catering, and we are going to push that person, because events, even for lunch here, I'm sure the caterer got a very good deal.
Oh, yes.
And that is what we don't, that's a picture the kids do not see. Yeah. They are seeing their mothers or aunties selling by the wayside, and that is the picture they have. Yeah. So showing them that bigger picture. Wow. So what I do and what I am still doing is to empower young people, to let them know that you can do it. Wow. No matter what they tell you. I had no idea. If I'm to look back, I had no idea one day I'll stand amongst people and talk boldly. But now I am. And sometimes people who know me back get surprised, because you will not find me. I'll be behind the scenes. And I'd love to be in there for a while. But now I want to push a lot of young people, and to also tell teachers that you don't go into teaching because there's no job, or after teacher training, your job is secured. But every area you find yourself is a ministry. So teaching is a ministry for you. So each child that comes your way is an opportunity for you to build. And that's how we can build a future for Africa and Ghana.
Put your hands together for Anna. Wow. Anna, you are too much. And you are in red. Hey, you are in red. Charlie, you are strong. Yes, madam. How's it going, guys? Is it going well? Wonderful. Put your hands together for Bold New Normal. Yes. Yes, please.
All right, I'm Caroline. I already introduced myself. I do fish.
Okay.
So what have I been given? Well, I've been given a passion to transform the fishery space, skill sets that I've built over the years, some business knowledge, and then tons of experiences and mistakes I had made from my previous startup. I'm sure you'd remember Lojano or Profish. I identified that the fisheries sector was actually a very vibrant sector. And we identified many challenges. We thought, okay, if the challenges were with cold storage and logistics, we can assist to deliver fresh fish directly from the fishers to, individuals in the urban centers. But then as we went along, we realized the supply chain is no joke like that. If you want to now think about cold storage, think about logistics, think about packaging, payments, the way we envisioned it in the beginning didn't happen like that. So where we thought it would be in 2-3 years, it's taken us 5 years. I've had to stop, restart, re-strategize, pivot, and get back to where we are. So what are we doing about it? You go to any mall you have in Ghana, Melcom, Accra Mall, Palace, and you find that most of the nicely packaged seafood is all imported. Yep. Cirella, Sea Blue, so many of them. Yeah. And so we thought, we've been doing this fresh thing, we've made our mistakes, we've moved on to frozen, we've packaged, branded, and we are saying, okay, we want to do that. Now, we don't want to leave the fish just as that. If you do breaded fish packaged, deveined shrimps packaged, spiced, and all of that, that's what we want to do now. And I mentioned earlier in my submission that we were looking for partnerships to do that because we realized the demand was coming with not just fish, but people needed other things. So what my team and I did was to build a platform we call Pinwheel Clients.
Wow.
Is on Play Store. It's actually active, so you can actually download and use. We are still working on the App Store side. And what we wanted to do with the platform was to bring all these different players together so you could order our seafood and then still get every other thing that you want.
Wow.
What we want to do is to stand out as a brand in the fisheries that processes and moves the local fisheries from what it is to, what it can be on the international level.
Lojano.
Where you can eat branded, or well-packaged seafood. If you want fresh, you don't have to go
I'm
to
even
China
hungry.
and see the
Just
flies
listening to her. Hey! Breaded fish. Fish like a blue. Charlie. No, too much.
So that is what we've identified.
Wow.
I've realized several times that in every agricultural conversation, the fisheries is not spoken about.
Wow.
The fisheries, and I still feel strongly about it, that it's a vibrant sector and there's a whole lot we can do to be at par with the international.
Put your hands together for her. Wow. Lucy, what's funny? A lot of these people, I've either seen them or heard them in the past, and they've grown. Because, Kojo, a lot of these guys, you made me interview them in 2018, 2019. Charlie, so you are strong. You are doing well. And the journey is part of it. So I'm so happy to hear where you are aiming at. And it tells you that it's not just like we are here to complain. We're actually showing working. We are making things happen. I have just 8 minutes. So if I call you 60 seconds, don't give me history. All right, just what do you have? What are you doing? Straight. Yes, sir. Okay, you have the mic. All right.
Hi. My name is Osei Bonsi Jr., and I am from the Central Leadership Program.
Okay.
I also work at Telecel.
TechnoServe, okay.
Okay. I am a connector. By a connector, that's a term by Malcolm Gladwell, an author. And a connector is basically someone who, by privilege of certain experiences, they belong to multiple circles, and so are able to connect people from people who may otherwise not have met to come together to do something. And so what have I done with that? A couple of months ago, I and some of my friends here realized that sometimes getting access to an opportunity can make the difference in someone's world, especially as young people straight out of school. And so we started a channel on WhatsApp called Apply, WhatsApp-based. And Apply's goal is to make career-enhancing opportunities available to everyone for free, right on WhatsApp. And within 3 months, we have over 5,000 followers, young people. I also noticed something that we do not have the resources to give someone a scholarship or offer them jobs, but there are organizations like hers who can. And because we are connectors, we know people, we can advertise this for free and then make these opportunities available to people. And so going on from here, I think something you shared about the unique position you have of shaping the minds of a generation. I am now seeing it as I have access to the phones of over 5,000 young people looking for jobs. And I have access to some people here who can help them. And so by leveraging this opportunity, I believe we can make it better for everyone.
Osei Bonsu, Charlie. You nailed it. Yeah, of course. Give him the mic.
I realized that CT built some kind of system that enables you to track the whole country, electoral votes, and things like that. That thing. I don't know who built it for you. I don't know who here can build. But what I'm seeing in my mind is we need to build something that clearly demarcates the 7 mountains. Who's in education, who's in media, who is in what, right?
Yeah.
And be able to spot this guy's in education. She's in, because there's a lot of talk, but then we'll be able to map, we'll be able to see who is in the ecosystem. And realize that, we can actually connect this person on that person.
Wow.
Right? And then we'll also see where the gaps are. Because we realize that, how come nobody is in politics? You cannot avoid politics, no matter how hard we try.
Wow.
Right? So that's what I'm seeing. If there's somebody here who can build that, let's talk. There's somebody who's already pointing.
All right.
Let's build something and we know we can graphically see
that's my man.
who's doing what. And maybe we'll call it the Bold Exchange. Just like you have a stock exchange, people exchange stocks, people exchange the commodities exchange. Right? You've been bold, let's exchange.
Wow. Wonderful. Yeah, that was a good one. I'll take one last one from here. Then I'll do two. I have 6 minutes. 5 minutes. Go straight.
Okay, so I'm Deladem from the Central Leadership Program as well. So what have we been given? I've been given the opportunity to join the Central Leadership Program. And as part of the program, you are asked amazing questions as this. And one of the things that we are doing with it is to graduate the program, you are encouraged to impact your society. And so as one of the things that we are going to do, we are currently working on a program to speak to young people in the junior high schools and some SHS schools. We realized that about 35% of Ghanaians, of the 31 million Ghanaians, are between the ages of 0 to 14, and about 38 are from 15 to 35. So who is shaping their mindsets? Who is encouraging them? Who is speaking to them that, you know what, Africans have been world leaders. Africans have transformed in different areas, and even before colonization, who is telling them some of these stories to encourage them? And so that is what we are seeking to do. We've called it Mind Shifts Incorporated, and we are looking at working on it for our project, and we'll be piloting it for about 3 months. And so hope you hear it soon.
I'll hear from you, Deladem. Thank you. Madam, here. Can you bring the mic? And then, yes, sir. So, madam, man. And then I'll end with, yes, that's what you've been protesting from the beginning.
Hello. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here, and thank you, Lucy. I know she's not here for putting this together. The question has changed all the way around, so I hope I answered it right. Okay, so my name is Natasha Datsi. I wear 2 hats. I work in the impact space as I lead a team where we focus on lifting generations from poverty to self-reliance through mentorship. So we run programs in very remote areas with women where we train them to help them build their businesses and connect them to resources. The other hat I wear, I am a senior program manager for an ESG consultancy, Startup Discovery School. We are scaling into Africa through Ghana. And I was happy when I heard the Junior Achievers guy talk about climate change because we are focused on the climate change sector. And the idea is to empower local talent so that we can solve the problem of climate change. So we are starting West Africa's very first venture studio.
Wow.
We are going to invest in and impact and empower local talent who are doing something in the areas of climate adaptation and mitigation.
Wow.
So the Junior Achievers guy, Abeku, speak to me after so that we can see how we can support some of the businesses.
Wow.
All right, the last thing, I think that what am I doing? I'm using entrepreneurship as a tool for development by training and empowering young entrepreneurs.
Wow.
I'm also using businesses as a force for good by thinking about the triple bottom line: people, profits, and the planet.
Wow.
Thank you.
Natasha, wonderful. The gentleman at the back, the West Africa Venture Studio. Take note of that. I like that. Thank you, Natasha.
Hello. Good evening. So before I start, Bernard, indulge me. And the plan is to have Charles's hair.
Okay.
So I'll come for your cream. Thank you. My name is Kwame Nyaswame. I'm the lead at the Ghana EdTech Alliance. It's an association of EdTech startups in Ghana, and I'm really excited about pushing that idea. One of the things that I am excited about is the ability for us to leverage on technology to improve teaching and learning in our classrooms and then improve learning outcomes in our classrooms as well. I have about 24 startups under our umbrella, and it's really exciting what we are doing. We are focusing on awareness and advocacy for EdTech startups. I wear a second hat being a soft skills and image consultant. I do trainings on soft skills, personal branding, and professional image building. Thank you very much.
We have a show called EdTech Monday once a month, MasterCard, and then MEST, and Nathan Kwao. Let's talk. Thank you very much, Kwame. I'm giving the last word to the guy who raised his hand first, but I saw last. I have 2.5 minutes. If you can do it in 1 minute, I'll give you 1 minute.
All right, thank you very much. I'm Dr. Ohene Asante, Executive Secretary to the World Technology Forum. And this is what I have. I have been so privileged, and God has been grateful to me. I've had access to knowledge, intelligence, information, wisdom, and understanding. And God has helped me get people like Madam Lucy. Look, I have been doing my planning and research about event and how we can use event to create attention across the globe in Ghana. Ghana is a country which is closer to the livable land space, making it the center of the earth. And we are looking at how we can sell ourselves across the world for patronage, global patronage. And so there is a history I came across that in 1944, there was a bond of 1844.
You have 1 minute and I'm going to 19.
From Congo,
yes,
saw that he called on the German Chancellor and organized the Berlin Conference, which was to colonize Africa.
Yes.
And it was an event. They did it, they succeeded, and they came back, colonized that, organized series of events and conferences. And so we realized that events like this gives us a platform to share ideas. If you are not inspired, you will be expired. And so we
2024,
platforms.
We also have a conference.
Yes. We create platforms, and in the next 10 years, I have resigned my job as a medical doctor and a specialist pathologist to do events. Yes. I'm a doctor and a pathologist by profession, and we are going to do events in medical tourism, the future of medicine, the future of technology and healthcare, and also next year, November 2025, I am the secretary. We are organizing the World Technology Forum in Ghana. It's something I've been working on.
Thank you very much, Ohene Asante. I've run out of time. If you can just say it in 30 seconds, I'll give you the chance. Give you the mic. 30 seconds. Hey, 1844. You are wild. Charlie. Hey. Wonderful. Last.
All right. Thank you so much for the opportunity. 30 seconds. All right. So I want to thank the organizers of the Bold New Normal. So I was in Kofredia driving, and I tuned into Sunny FM, and there was this discussion. So I decided to call through, and I won a free ticket for the program. And this is my first time. I want to thank the organizers.
Wow.
And I'm
You're not helping us. The guy wants Lucy to listen.
I won the ticket.
He won the ticket from Sunny FM.
Sunny FM.
And he's here.
I'm here. From Kofredia, yeah.
What's your name? From Kofredia?
Yeah, Emmanuel Agbeko.
What do you do?
I'm a minister.
A minister of the gospel. Oh, pray for us. Wow. Amazing. All right, usually we run out of time. Kojo, just one final thing from Kojo, then we wrap this up. I know I'm in the negative. Kojo.
Yes, thank you, Bernard. So I was taking some notes when the various speakers were speaking. So the first person spoke about dance.
Yes.
And if you look at the creative economy globally, it's $2.3 trillion.
Yes.
Africa has only 3% of that.
Yeah.
Of
creative
the
economy.
Creative economy.
Orange economy.
Yes, and Africa has only 3% of that. Ghana, I can't mention the figure, right?
Yeah.
Now, Afronita, Dance God Lloyd, they are all dancing.
Yeah.
Primarily pushing songs, right?
Yeah.
What can you do differently? Traditionally, dance was used as a form of communication. Can you use dance to teach kids mathematics, for example? You can put something together, approach the master class and all that.
Talk to this guy.
And you'll create a different opportunity to create value.
Good.
Now, somebody spoke about cosmetics and beauty. It's one of my favorite industries because a lot of my friends are in the space. It's also a $600 billion industry, and trade is about $62 billion annually. Ghana imports $67.6 million worth of cosmetics, primarily from Côte d'Ivoire. Gandor Cosmetics, Port Claire, all those things. Now, you guys are doing very well, and the raw material is here, but I think that this is the time that some of you have to get together and build bigger brands. There are over 2,000-3,000 Kaime, Naya, Eya, what? Enam.
Aggregate,
because
we need to do that.
You are spending the same amount of money buying machines, marketing, and all those things. So you people should be working together to scale.
Sir.
Now, on human capital, the lady who spoke on that, I think we had a conversation 2 days ago at a breakfast series. I think that's the biggest challenge we have. I'll be 38 this year. I'm older than 25 million Ghanaians. Yes.
Then what about me?
Oh, you. So I'm older than 76% of the population. Now, there are 300,000 people globally who share my date of birth.
Only 300,000?
And 2,000 people in Ghana who share my date of birth. Now, the question is, if I'm put on the global market, the same education I had in Ghana, the same skill set I have in Ghana, would any company choose me first? And would that give value to Ghana? That's where the problem is. So what are we teaching our people How are we teaching them?
Wonderful.
Who are the people teaching them? You remember the conversation we had on radio about people dropping off from university, then it goes and goes and goes and goes, and the next option is teacher training or nursing, and journalism.
The devil, I rebuke you in Jesus' name.
We really need to put the best people in the classrooms. So people like Yao, you should be teaching.
Kojo?
All of us should be teaching.
Yes, please.
Because we need the best brains.
Yes.
Because the biggest resource we have is not the gold or the oil.
It's the people.
It's the people.
It's the people.
And if we created a human capital base which is very competitive, we can go to sleep and survive as a country. So I think that is very important. So if you are here, right, most of us are possibly, if you were born in the year 2000, you are 24 years now. And I believe most of us were born after 2000, when Obrafos Paimuka became a hit. You are 24 years now, and you are older than 55% of the population. Now ask yourself, how will your life and the things you do impact that 55% and build the human capital that will be competitive and drive the growth of Ghana? That goes into the first element we spoke about this morning, pull on the rope. So how will you teach the next generation to pull on the rope so that Ghana becomes brighter and warmer?
Thank you, Kojo.
That's something we should do together.
Put your hands together for Kojo, my right-hand man. Look, this has been great. Thank you for your time. Great program. I look forward to Lucy's session. Let's welcome our MC with a round of applause again.
Thank you very much, Bernard.